All righty. Hi, hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Dr. Tina D. Lewis here. I am super stoked. I guess I say that every time, right? Because every single time I am super stoked about what's happening here with Global Women Speakers. I have a very special guest. I'm actually going to add her to the stream. But before I say anything else, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gracias, shukriya, and all the other language that says thank you. I want to say mercy. I want to say those things to you because I am not blind. I know without a shadow of a doubt is because each and every one of you that we exist. It's because each and every one of you that we have gone 7 long months of being Sunday Speaker Series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. There is no doubt about it. We started off in December of 2022. I wanted to have a grand finale. And what we did is we said, hey, ladies, come share your businesses, come share your services, come share your message with the world. And we did exactly that, not just for 2 hours or 4 hours or even 5 hours, but our event, get this, was 14 hours long. 1 4, 14 hours long. And what that means is that we had people pop in like the Les Brown, like Eric Zuley of Easy Way Network, like, get this, Kate Hancock, who took $20 and turned it into $20 million via Amazon arbitrage. And so don't tell me it can't be done. Don't tell me that you must have something to make something. It is not true. And I could tell you so many times when I had absolutely zero. I had a donut and I made money out of it. And more importantly than the money, than the financial gain that we all get from being an entrepreneur, from being in our industries and our spaces, is the impact that we make and the freedom. For me, it's the freedom, hands down. It is the absolute freedom to get up when I am done sleeping, to not worry about booking a month, 2 month, or even a 2 week advance flight. That I can just say, you know what, today I am going to go here. And I want to share something that happened to me recently. Matter of fact, it happened less than 10 days ago. I was in New York City. We had sponsored an event, the WAN conference, and we were there. The women were explosive. They were sharing their messages, and we hung out. We had dinner. And one night after dinner, me and my not so bright ideas, I said, hey, this is a subway. It's 1 a.m. What could go wrong? Let's go into the subway. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we went into that subway. We had a blast. Photo ops, of course, you know, women. We took lots of photo ops. But I can tell you that we drove to, well, actually, we rode, right? Not drove, we rode to the next stop and then the next one. And then we got off and we got back on and came all the way back. And I said, listen, I want some ice cream. I am craving ice cream. I know for those of you who are vegan are like, oh no, it's dairy. I get it. For those of you who are saying, no, Tina, that would not add to your abs. You said you want abs. That is not the way to go. I understand. But this particular night, I was willing to have the sacrifices. I know that fat or fluffy lasts longer than flavor, but I wanted the flavor at the time. And so we go to 7-Eleven, which is the only thing open. And I'm like, okay, put everything up here, Jen. You know, I got this. So she puts everything on the counter. We get water, we get ice cream for myself and for the girls as well. And when I opened my purse, the fright, the scare of simply losing everything. I had this little wallet that I kept everything in, credit cards, ID, receipts, other monies of other currencies, and every single thing that I had that was worth value was in that little wallet that I kept it. It was like a little zipper wallet. And when I opened my bag and I looked inside, it was not there. And I carried the bigger bag to camouflage the small bag because that's where all the money was, and all the credit cards, etc. And I can tell you when I opened that bag, my heart literally sunk to my feet. And I just grabbed my chest. I could barely breathe. I was gasping for air, like, I was like, Jennifer, my wallet is missing. Oh my gosh. And I looked everywhere and I went outside and asked the other girls, hey, do one of you have my wallet? And when they said no, I began to flow Joe down the street back to the train station. And my hopes was that it would still be in the same place in which I assumed I left it, because I don't want to believe that someone would go into my purse and take my wallet. And I know you're saying it's New York, it's possibility, but I just believe in favor. I believe in expectation. I believe in attracting what not thinking the things that I do not want to attract. And so we go down to the subway and it's not there. It's not where I was sitting. And I knew it was not on the subway. And so we finally found a worker and said, hey, hey, did you see a wallet? Did you see a wallet? He says, no. So we go to the window, and long story short is the police end up coming, and we were there to probably around 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. And I want to give a huge shout out to Global Women Speakers premier, well, actually ultimate member, the Lori G. Governor, and the G is for governor, the Lori G. Curtis, for staying up with me. She did not leave me. She stayed with me the entire time until it was time to go to bed. Like when I was totally done with the police report, etc. That's the only time that we departed. And so I appreciate that. That goes to show that we have the 5 core values of Global Women Speakers. And number 1 is charity. Number 2 is culture. It is our culture that not one woman will be left behind, no matter what, no matter which circumstance, no matter what obstacle, no woman left behind. That's our culture. Number 3 is community. The ladies that garnered around me and polarized around me during that time of need: Dr. Erica, Dr. Mohair, Joy Maxwell, my 2 sisters, so many others, just totally encapsulated me with love, giving, saying, hey, what can I do? How can I help? And I didn't put it on social media because, I didn't want it to be a big deal. I just said, hey, I can get through this. It'll go away. But I can tell you, it was tragic. Literally, the hotel's like, okay, hey, how are you going to pay for this? Because the card you put on file is now declining, right? Because all of my cards were canceled. I had no payment on file and still needing to extend the room until 2 things happened. One, I needed a police report, a copy of it. And I never thought that getting a copy of a police report would take so long. And then the other thing that I was totally flabbergasted about is that I remember back in the day, you can get your a lost credit card literally next day mailed. I thought the same thing. And I have Chase. I said, hey, Chase, I am stranded. I was robbed on the subway and I need access to my money that's in your bank. And they said, okay, great. We can send it in 48 hours. Another gasp, right? 48 hours? What happened to 24 hours or next day? But they no longer have that services for fraud. I understand. But man, I can tell you, it was unbelievable. And I had people saying, hey, I know you're going to go back home. You're going to go home. You're going to get your passport. You're going to get this all straightened out. I'm like, no, I'm not going home. How many of you would have said, you know what? That's it. I'm done with New York. I am totally done with travel. I am going home. How many of you would have done that? By a show of hands. Honestly, how many of you would have said, I am done. It is over. Hey, Shanae. Right. They would have been like, I'm done. It's over. But I said, you know what? No, I will not turn around. I will continue on my mission, because what I do know is that my purpose and my calling is far greater than a missing ID. And I was able to get on every single plane. And I say every single because from New York, I went to Atlanta. From Atlanta, I went to Orlando. But let me tell you, while I was in Atlanta, I was there to support our premier member of Global Women Speaker, Glendora Devine, on the Laugh Out Loud therapy. She is a licensed therapist and she incorporates humor and comedy. And I love that so much that when I first met her, I'm like, this is huge. You may not see it now, but this is huge because there's a book that I read that says laughter does good to the soul like medicine. Laughter does good to the soul like medicine. And it really, really does. And I can tell you that I needed the laugh out loud therapy more than it needed me. I'm going to repeat that. Sometimes you show up to support other people. You think that you're there to support them, but it's really for your healing. It's really for your wholeness and your delivery and your breakthrough. Because that's exactly what I got there at Laugh Out Loud Therapy with the Glendora Divine. And so from Atlanta, I went to Orlando. Well, why was I in Orlando? I have a friend, and I call him a mentor, Delatoro McNeil. Whoa. Delatoro is no joke. He has been speaking full time. Get this, full time, not working part time, speaking when there's a gig, speaking when there's an opportunity. No, full time, meaning that's his only source of income in regards to the speaking, right? In addition to books and audios, but speaking is the crux of his business, full time. And for keynote speaking, his fee is 30,000 plus. 30,000 plus. That's his fee. $30,000 plus. Yes, I said it again, 30,000. Could you imagine having 4 speaking gigs, one a week for 30,000, making a 6-figure income from sharing your message, selling your products and your services? Can you imagine that? I sure can. And so he was celebrating multiple things. He was celebrating his birthday. He was celebrating literally his speakerversary for 20 years. And while we were at the NSA, the National Speakers Association 50th anniversary, he was inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame. Can we have a applause break right now for the Delatoro? You are incredible. I want to say it again. Congratulations. Congratulations. I am super proud to say that I know you, to say that you've even poured into Global Women Speakers on a Sunday speaker series sponsored by Global Women Speakers. And so I'm elated. I am indebted to you, but with uh, with the with the joy unspeakable, I just say congratulations. You so deserve it. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it, because you, my friend, have not just impacted the speakers industry, the speaking industry, but you have impacted lives literally around the globe. There is not one person in that entire room or on social media that did not have a story, a Dell story. And so once again, congratulations, congratulations. So I went to Orlando. I was able to attend the last day and the last minutes and the last day of the National Sales Association 50th anniversary. And then Tuesday night, I was able to go out and celebrate with the Delatoro, but also all the other speaker icons and titans that are in the industry, like Willie Jolly, like Cheryl Wood, and all the other people that have paved the way for you and I. They have paved the way for you and I. And so I had an absolute blast. And then my mentor, Mr. Nick Sornacola, was having something called Growth Wednesdays. Matter of fact, if you are in the Miami area, you need to attend once a month Growth Wednesdays. And I said, you know what? I'm in Orlando, right? It's a hop, skip, and a jump. I'm going to go and attend Wednesdays and come right back. You know what happened? Flight delays, 3 hours on the tarmac. So I couldn't exit. I could not get off the plane. So I landed in Miami. The event was from 8 to 10 p.m. I landed in Miami at 10:30. Can you believe that? But let me tell you, not only was I traveling, right, with no credit cards, well, actually one credit card, a debit card that I got 72 hours later, but also I was traveling on a police report as a form of identification. So, if anybody knows how to make the best of anything, I do, right? So, I remembered I have friends in Miami, so why not go and see those friends? And so, yes, I missed the Growth Wednesday, but I won't miss the next one. So I called friends and went to visit Mary Dominguez. She is incredible. She's opening up her Airbnb business. So we got our Airbnb together, got it online. And so if you ever in Wynwood, Florida, I want you to go and check it out. The district is unbelievable. There's Target, Ross, Marshalls. There's a UFC gym. There are restaurants. Oh my gosh. And the place is so quaint and so cute. It makes you feel like home. And so then I came back to California. I landed on Friday. Well, today is only Sunday. So I landed Friday. And a friend of mine, Trish, hey Trish Love, she just turned 35 years old and she is the publisher of one of LA's hottest magazines. And she just turned 35 and had her birthday. And you know what she wanted to do? She wanted to do dinner and watch the Barbie movie. How many of you have seen the Barbie movie? What's your take on it? Are you even interested? I can tell you this. I wasn't. I could care less about the Barbie movie. I did not want to go see it, but Trish did. And so it's her birthday. So I'm going to do what she wants. And we went to dinner, we watched the Barbie movie, and we had a blast. Could you imagine 35 beautiful, stunning women, all dressed in pink, various shades, watching Barbie? That was us at the Grove here in California. And I had a blast, met some amazing people. Matter of fact, you're going to be seeing some of those amazing people on the Sunday Speaker Series. Matter of fact, you're going to see Desiree Shank. I want you to look her up. Desiree, Desiree Shank. She is responsible for helping literally hundreds. She was the first 10% of all the Shopify employees and became a Shopify expert and helped hundreds, hundreds. Did I say hundreds? Hundreds of brands become $1 million stores on the Shopify platform. Yes, you will be hearing from Desiree. I cannot wait to get her on. She was scheduled today, but her daughter had volleyball tryouts. So shout out to her daughter. I know she's going to make the team because she is not just beautiful and statuesque and tall and has that volleyball physique, but she is gorgeous. Like gorgeous. She's a model and a plethora of other things. But I am not going to take away Desiree's story. I'm going to let her share it with each and every one of you. And so I am ecstatic because there's a beautiful young lady by the name of Naomi. She plays an instrument. And I can tell you when she plays this instrument, it sounds not just like music to your ear. It's so melodious that it literally sounds like heaven. I know you guys are like, Tina, how do you know what heaven sounds like? I'm telling you, because I believe that you create heaven here on earth. And I don't have everything that I want. I don't have everything, but I have everything that I need. And what I do know is that you're just really supposed to create the life you don't need a vacation from. You're supposed to create the lifestyle that you enjoy. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to be able to say that if I was to transition, if I was to die, I don't want anyone to be sad at all. Mm-mm. I understand that you can be sad because I'm physically absent, or maybe it was a tragic death, God forbid, or something of that nature. But do not be sad because I am no longer here. This video is going to still be on YouTube. I am telling you that I am living my dream life. And yes, it comes with obstacles and pain. And there's things that's going on in my life right now and for the last year that has been painful, that has been devastating, and all those other things. But I can tell you in life, you get what you expect. And what you focus on expands. What you focus on expands. And so I choose to focus on the things that make me happy, the things that make me smile. helping other people like global women speakers, our our executive, our premier, and our ultimate members literally speak on stages around the globe. Matter of fact, speaking of that, we are going to Johannesburg and we will be speaking at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. I am ecstatic. Yes, it's sponsored by the university. How cool is that? And then after that, and that's August, right? August, early September. And then in October, we've been invited to the Philippines. Yes, and I'm actually going to go. I've never been to the Philippines. I speak a little bit, just a little bit of Tagalog, right? And other languages as well. But I can tell you that languages increase your net worth. You know this thing that says people don't care what you know until they know that you care. When you're learning a different dialect or different language, or you're just making an attempt to, it tells people that you're interested in their culture, that you're interested in who they are as a person, as a people. And I challenge you to pick up just another language. And so I'm going to see if Naomi is available, but I want to share some things with you afterwards. Naomi, are you there? Naomi. Let's see if Naomi's there. Naomi, are you there? Are you present? If you're speaking, Naomi, you are on mute. And while she's unmuting herself, I would love for each and every one of you to go follow Naomi Joy. Yes, Joy. I want you to go follow Naomi Joy on all social media platforms. She's not only just gorgeous, but the way she plays her instrument. I don't want to give it away yet, but the way she plays her instrument is amazing. And the sounds that she's able to create are incredible. So, Naomi, are you there? Naomi, if you are hearing me, you are
Yes,
on.
I can hear you.
Yay! Awesome. Yay, Naomi. So, Naomi,
Yes.
tell them who you are and where you're from. Really quickly, Naomi, over to you.
Okay. Let me make an adjustment with the volume. So,
Absolutely.
so
I
I
can hear
can.
you clear as if you were sitting next to me, but go right ahead.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can turn the camera on as well. Okay.
There
I
you
don't know
go,
what the
gorgeous.
lighting.
I
I
know.
don't know what the lighting looks like. I'll leave it off. Okay.
All right.
I think I'll just share, if I can, share a screen. Is that okay?
Of course, go right ahead, babe.
Okay. Um,
You know what? We just simply like while you're looking for that, I mean, we just want to know who you are and where you're from. And you can definitely share a reel or anything of that nature, but just tell us really quickly while you're looking for that.
my name is Naomi Joy. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I grew up here in Orlando, Florida. And
Woohoo!
yeah,
Yes, yes. So
yep,
she's
I grew.
Creole, you
Mhm.
guys. She's Creole. Watch out for those
Mhm.
Creoles.
Yeah, yep. I'm definitely Creole, and I grew up here in Orlando, Florida, and I pretty much grew up, around music my whole life, from a tent revival setting and beyond, and
Okay, we have
elementary
something
to.
here. Now, I mean, we have something here, just so you know, called a pause break, because you are not the Naomi Joy. So the things that you're speaking about, you already know. But there are some people that are listening that don't know who you are, never heard of you. So they don't even know what revival. Some of them never know what revival means, right? So you can't just skip over revival tent. Like that's huge to some
Oh,
of
okay.
us, right? But some people are like, what? She grew up in a tent. No, that's not what she said. So if you don't mind, when you say you grew up around music all your life and you talked about a revival tent, what exactly does that mean? What is that?
Well, a tent revival is basically like a church worship setting, but a tent evangelist doesn't have a building. They don't have a home church address. So they're pretty much evangelical, and they move from city to city,
Yes.
maybe state to state, and they set up their tent, and they invite people to come in. And so it's a revival type of setting, because a lot of people that come will probably already be members of a church, and they just want to come for a special night revival. Others are first time attendees,
Yes.
and they come into salvation. So I grew up under a tent revival with music with my parents, my dad playing and piano and singing. And so I sang on stage with him. And a couple years later, I started playing the saxophone, and I played it throughout school and such.
Wow.
And yeah, it was certainly a joy. It was certainly a joy.
Wow,
Hmm.
I could just imagine you as a kid, like, with your dad, like, the duo, the father-daughter. I mean, that
Hmm.
is just the father-daughter, just that, I could stop right there. That is huge
Hmm.
because there's so many fathers that are absent from their children's life, and the fact that your father was there with you, and you
Hmm.
actually picked up his musical, inclination, so that's awesome, and you
Hmm.
enjoyed it. It wasn't something that they made you do. I think it was just in your DNA and you just picked it up. Is that safe to say?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely say that it's something that was maybe genetic, but at the same time, something inherited as well, so to
Yes,
speak. And
yes.
yeah, definitely was a joy. And it's just what I've wanted to do my whole life. And certainly, has just been it's just been very fruitful and very rewarding. And
Well,
I perform, all over. I've performed on national television. I've
wait,
performed for.
pause, break, national television. You can't just now I mean, you can't just throw these nuggets and just stop right there. So performed on national television. And so
Mhm.
what does that look like performing on national television? Was it for a TV show? Was it for a sitcom? Was it for a World Series? Was it for a Super Bowl? Like you performed on national television. Share that with us, Naomi.
Yes, I've performed for Disney's ABC. I've performed for XFL football games,
Wow.
um, television shows,
Love it.
as an interview uh, invited guest, and just a lot of varieties. Opened up for a lot of big artists as well. So it's been quite a beautiful journey. Also a music educator, and I've recently been nominated for a Grammy. So
Oh,
music educator
wait.
Grammy.
No, that's a pause break. You see, you can't. Ladies, can you let her know? Can you guys hashtag pause break in the chat? Hashtag pause break. Because you hear this, she's saying, hey, listen, I was on national television and I was nominated for a Grammy. And she's just running over it as if it happens every single day to all of us. Now, I wasn't nominated for a Grammy, so I don't get it, right? So I want you to, that's huge.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Can we show it, give it up and show some love for Naomi? Woo! Yes. I love it. Nominated for a Grammy. Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
say congratulations, not for the nomination, but I'm going to say congratulations for the win. Naomi, I know for a fact that women are taking the world by storm.
They are. It's our
And
time.
absolutely, it's our time, it's our
Mhm.
turn, and it's
Yes, it
absolutely
is.
going to be on our terms.
Hmm.
I
I love
love
that.
this. Yes, it is
Hmm.
going down. Did you guys
Yeah.
hear that? 2023 is a year of the woman, and it doesn't stop with 2023. We're taking this thing all the way for decades to come. And so Naomi grew up in music with your dad playing the piano and singing, and you had inherited or genetically inclined to do that. You
Hmm.
sung on stage with your father, which is so cute. I love it. And you've been on national television, from being a guest on shows to simply playing TV shows, and now nominated for a Grammy award.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
a music educator Grammy nomination, and it certainly is it's an honor, so people can nominate you for that, and so I was nominated this past spring, and yeah, so I'm sure they have a huge national selection committee and such, and so I could be nominated every year almost.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can be nominated more than once, and obviously everybody wants to win at some point,
Of
but
course.
just being nominated is an honor too, because really, what it's really saying is that your work is being acknowledged, and that
Absolutely.
and that you're seen. And I think when you talk about this being the time for women,
Yes.
women need to be seen, and women need to be heard. And God
Woo!
gave us that beauty for
Pause
that
break.
reason.
Pause break. the reason why we had a pause right now, Naomi, is because you're speaking the global women speakers
Mhm.
language. It is
Right.
time for women to be unmuted,
Mhm.
unashamed, and unapologetic.
Right.
Period. Be seen, heard, and paid. I want you to
Yes.
hashtag paid in the chat. Seen, heard, and paid in the chat. Pay for our genius, pay for our expertise, pay for our mastery, pay for our time. Woo!
Right.
Yes, we're about to have a revival right now, Naomi. I mean, don't get me started. I
And
love
and
it.
and rightfully so. Yeah,
Yes, and
certainly.
so that's what
Yeah.
Global Women Speakers is all about. Our five
Mhm.
pillars: charity, culture, community, communication, and
Mhm.
collaboration. Those are the
Mhm.
five C's of Global Women Speakers. And
Mhm.
so you are totally aligned. And I am honored that you are here to be our guest. Matter of fact, so did you find what you're looking for as far as sharing the screen?
Yeah, I certainly it's just something with the permissions that I was trying to share.
Okay.
I
Is it
might
asking for permissions from me?
no, it's actually asking for permissions for me to
Okay.
allow it to play a video. I'm sorry,
Well,
to show a slide.
right. Well, you
But
know what? I was gonna
mhm,
say, if it's okay with you, you can send it to me. I can post it in our group, and I'll add you to that group so they can see it. That I mean, membership has its privileges, so that's one of the things that
mhm,
they will get to see. I love that. And
mhm.
so, what's the slides? Are there slides of you performing?
Um, yeah, there was a slide.
Oh, wait, I see it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That was gonna play the slide as well, and I'm gonna try to fast forward.
Stress. Yay! Yes, yes. I love it. Yes, yes. Woo! Look at you. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. So if I knew that that was what you were wanting to share, I don't think I would have allowed it. You know why? Because I was gonna say, hey, go grab that sax. We want to hear it live and in person. You're on mute, Naomi. I love it. I love it, love it, love
No,
it.
I said Sundays are my day of rest. I just performed last night too,
Oh,
so
you did?
yeah,
Oh,
so I
wow.
normally wouldn't even jump in a meeting on today, but
I love that. You
yeah.
guys, let's give Naomi a round of applause. Like literally, did you hear what she said? Sunday is her rest day because she performed last
Mhm,
night, but she
mhm.
got on anyway. So Naomi, do me a favor. Tell me your all your social media handles. I want to put it on the screen. And ladies, if you appreciated any inkling, any little snippet of what Naomi just shared, her talent, her gift, that what she's been doing her entire life, that simply is just a gift, then I want you to follow her on all social media platforms. I want you to reach out to her. If you're having an event and you need some entertainment, or you just simply want to be blessed, then I'm going to say, hire Naomi. I can tell you this, she will be at our conference, GlobalCon Live. She will be there, and I don't care where we have it. If it's in Dubai, if it's in Alabama, Atlanta, LA, New York, if it's in DC, Naomi will be there. She does not have a choice. She could run, but she cannot hide. She's going to be the Global Women Speakers saxophonist because three reasons. One, I look for women that are not just like minded, but like hearted. And
That's
the
good.
fact that she showed up right now says she's like hearted. She's like, okay, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. That's number one. She's like hearted. Number two is that, listen, she gives back. What's our number one charity? Our number one, our five core pillars, our five C's. Number one is charity. She says she's an instructor now. She teaches. Now, that's contribution. And as I share all the time, ladies, at some point in our life, we must get past a point of simply making money and being successful and start living a life of significance and contribution. And for that, she will be the saxophonist of Global Women Speakers. So if you are a Global Women Speaker member, you support us, you ride with us, you love us, you are one of our sponsors, one of our investors, whatever it may be, I'm going to ask that you use Naomi. Literally use her. Wow, look what people said. Amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I love it. Yes. And if you are commenting, sure, it's time for women to be unmuted. Yes. If
Yeah.
you're commenting via Facebook, in order for us to see your name and give you kudos and shots out, you have to give StreamYard permission. So, how that works is go to facebook.com/StreamYard. Facebook.com/StreamYard, and you will
Mhm.
give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook data. It's only your name and your photos. So, yes, I love it. Watching from Nigeria. Wow.
Wow.
Woo! Yes, global women speakers all the way around the globe. We are the number one platform for women to share their message, sell their products and their services, and network with women around the globe. I'm glad she's watching from Nigeria because we will be in Nigeria on October 5th. October 5th, Global Women Speakers will be there. As I mentioned, we're going to Johannesburg. We will be speaking at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa, August 30th and 31st. And on the 2nd, we are going on a safari. I am super excited. So that's August. And then September, right? October, Nigeria, October, the Philippines and Nigeria. So I'm stoked. All I can tell you, if you truly, truly, truly are ready to share your message with the world, because here's the deal, stop being the best kept secret. Stop
Mhm.
being the best kept secret. Ladies, you can leave your community. You can leave your your family. You can leave the house. Nothing's going to happen. I promise you. There's a book that says go into the nations. And that's exactly where we're going. We're going everywhere because at the end of life, it's all that matters are memories and experiences. And there's nothing like sharing your gifts with the world. Wow, I can't wait to see you in Nigeria. I can't wait to see you either. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, Shanae says, oh, she sends it emojis. This is awesome. I
Mhm.
love this. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. Listen, did you put it in the chat, Naomi?
I did. I put at Naomi Joy Music for Twitter, Instagram, and
Okay,
Facebook.
perfect. Yes, I'm
Naomi
going.
Joy Music, yeah, and my website naomijoy.co, which is co, not com. So
Absolutely.
there's it's pretty much the hub for everything.
Absolutely. Well, guess what?
Hmm.
It is actually on the screen right now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. Is that
Oh,
it?
yep, that's it.
Yes. www.naomijoy.co.
Mm-hmm.
NaomiJoy.co. You can go to NaomiJoy.co and you can find her there. Her name is consistent across the board. So you can go find her on LinkedIn, find her on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, find her at NaomiJoy.co. There is no M, NaomiJoy.co. Go find Naomi. She is unbelievable. And so, Naomi, I just want to say thank you. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
thank you for being here. And I have two questions. Well, actually three. Who was Naomi Joy before music or before you started playing on national television, before the Grammy nomination? Who is Naomi Joy?
I'm just a humble soul. I just was a little girl that had a big faith, and I believed in God very early on. So, if I were to really be honest, I was a minister before I was a musician. I was laying hands on the sick, and people were falling out, and all those real revival experiences. I was praying in the spirit when I was 10 years old or younger. So, that's who I really was, and I think that's the core of my being. And I think God gave me an instrument. Um, to give me a platform that's universal, but
Mm,
he's the minister through me. So when people feel certain things when I'm playing music, it's
wow.
because he's actually using me as the total instrument. So that would be my total core, which is where God has brought me and started to expand me. I wrote my first book in 2020, and it's my testimony, it's my story,
What's the name of
overcoming
the book now?
abuse. It's called My Joy Journey, yeah, and it's
Wow.
on my website as well, and it's telling my story through music, through life, through love, and overcoming abuse, single parenthood, and different things that should have hindered me.
Remember what this is? Pause break. Hold up.
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies, if you are listening to the sound of our voices, I always share that you see the glory, you see us now, but you don't know the story. She just said that she endured abuse, being a
Mhm.
single parent, and probably a lot of things that she's not going to disclose right now. But look at her now. Look at her now. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And those of you know my story. My mom was in a near fatal car accident when I was in the fifth grade. I was only 10 years old.
Mhm.
She was in a coma for 3 long months. So when all the other kids were celebrating Thanksgiving, my siblings and I were being escorted to the hospital, just thanking God
Mhm.
that He spared my mother's life. The same thing for Christmas.
Wow.
We were not opening up toys. We are just thankful that my mom's life was our gift.
Mhm.
And I share this story all the time, and it still brings tears to my eyes. I can still feel it.
Mhm.
My mother has not been the same since.
Wow.
Everyone does not recover. Everyone does not recover. But I'm telling you that you can recover. You can recover. You have Naomi here is sharing music with the world, witnessing,
Right.
blessing, setting people free through her instrument. You have me putting people on stages around the globe, connecting women. I can tell you this, if nothing else, you will meet and get to know some incredible, phenomenal, earth-shattering, innovative, revolutionary women through Global Women Speakers. There are people who have partnered, there are people who have gotten clients, there are people who have made money together, there are people who, and you can fill in the blank,
Mhm.
but it's all because of Global Women Speakers. That is a common denominator.
Mhm.
Friendships, sisterhoods, businesses. There's so many things that's happening. And ladies, I mean, I get so tongue-tied talking about it because just asking Naomi, who is Naomi outside of music? She shared her story. So you too have a story. I have a story. And it's
Right.
time for you to share it. What happens to us is not for us. God only allows it so we can be a witness, so we can be a testimony, so we can share it with other people. Do you think I want to tell people that my mom was in a car accident and that we lived in a project and that I personally got pregnant at 18, had my daughter at 19, that I was on welfare, that I got food stamps. Did you think I wanted to share that with people? No, I wanted them to think that I just landed here and that I lived in, in a penthouse overlooking the water, drive a Tesla. I wanted them to just think that I was just born a millionaire.
Right.
But that's not the case. That is not the case. I watered dirt because there was no grass where I live, Naomi.
Right.
I saw on TV they were watering, so I wanted to water too.
Hmm.
Nothing grew there, not even the people.
Yeah.
So, Naomi, thank you for your transparency. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being honest. I love that because I too was a single parent.
Yeah.
And, they had a Me Too movement, and we can have an I too was.
Hmm.
And I love you sharing that. I love that. So that's who Naomi was. She was a humble spirit, sharing music, and that was her way. I think that was your way of coping with a lot of things as well. Was it music?
I think I was a shy child, and I think I was a little bit introverted. I had like a little pet hamster, a little pet hamster, and I used to just talk to him. And
Oh,
I had a little dog, and I had siblings, and my parents together had five, but I was the youngest daughter, and I had a younger brother, but he was kind of like the baby for a little while. So I kind of was lonely, but
right,
a child doesn't know they're lonely and they don't know that they're alone, especially if they have like a little pet or, they talk to themselves, those
right.
types of things. And God gave me music. And so
Wow.
music gave me, just an expression, so I loved being a creative soul and writing poetry and reading, and I wrote a lot, and I composed music and just played a lot of things by ear, and
Wow.
just blossomed into something that, even though I'm the same, pretty much my core is the same as when I was a little child, it's given me a great platform, and
Wow.
it's given me a great opportunity to speak to people, to just have a notoriety as well, where you're given ample opportunities to not only play music. So I perform for entertainment. I speak at conferences, mainly Christian women conferences and such. I'm in education.
Mm.
There's just a whole array of things that you know become available to you when you just pursue what you were called to pursue, and it could be a hobby, but it's supposed to take you somewhere further. And I think that's what music has been for me. It's just been like the vehicle to get me there. And
Naomi,
yeah.
all the things you just shared was so pregnant. It was pregnant with a lot of different things. It was an onion. There were layers that we can peel off one by
Okay,
one, and we'll do that at another time.
certainly.
But that was just beautiful within itself.
Thank you.
It was just like, so number one is that you're in education and
Hmm.
you've always been an educator to some
Yes.
degree. And
Hmm.
so we have a Global Women series, and it's an anthology, a book where women write chapters so they can become, best-selling authors, etc. And we have one of the series is called Global Women in Education. And I would like to invite you to be a contributing author for
Oh,
that.
I'd love to. I'd love
Yes,
to.
that would be awesome. That would be absolutely amazing. And we're going to do book tours. And when we do a book tour, you will be there with your saxophone. This is going
Oh,
to,
I'd love to.
yeah.
Yeah. We need more Black women educators, especially. So, education in general for the young generation. I certainly would like to encourage youth, and African American men and women, all minorities, all teachers of every color, culture, and creed to enter the profession. And they need to see it and know that it's still a wonderful place to work.
Wow, I love
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
because I'm going to be the first to tell you I am not going to be a teacher. However, however, I will volunteer my services. I'll
of
volunteer
course.
for different organizations that deal with kids. I have a nonprofit called
Beautiful.
Her Business Matters, and we
Yes.
teach young girls entrepreneurship. We teach them STEM. We teach them leadership and financial literacy, which is absolutely amazing. And so I'm going to challenge each of you that you remember number one, the five core pillars of Global Women Speakers is charity. Number one is charity. Find something, give back to our next generation. because
Mhm.
they are what will make America great again. It's not anything else, it's our children. And it's so sad to know that our country does not protect children the way that it should. It does not
Yeah.
provide for children the way that it should because they are our next generation. And so
Mhm.
I love that. So that number one, that's the invitation for you to be a part of Global Women in Education. And number two, I love her call to go and teach. And so for those of you who would love to teach or would love to just simply volunteer, I
Mhm.
encourage you to do exactly that. Volunteer, post your photos of you volunteering in our group. I will post the ones of global women speakers of us, and everywhere we go, our intention, and it doesn't always happen, but our intention is to volunteer in that city, right? To volunteer to give back. And we will do that in Nigeria. We will do that in Johannesburg. We're definitely doing it in the Philippines as well. But I want to encourage each and every person that's listening, whether you're watching this live. Matter of fact, if you're watching this live, hashtag live in the chat. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. I want to challenge you to go ahead and make sure you do something of service where you're contributing, where you're making a contribution. Some of us can give money. If that's what you want to do, give money. Some of us can give of our time, right? But giving of yourselves, of making a contribution does not always have to be financial because there are so many young boys and young girls that need you just as a role model, need you just as a sounding board, need you just to talk to. You know, Naomi shared that she had a pet hamster. There are some parents that cannot afford a hamster. And so who are they talking to?
Right.
Talking to the people on the street that's giving them the wrong direction, the wrong advice, or they're talking to themselves and their parents think that they're crazy and giving them medication because they don't have an outlet. So I'm going to ask you to get involved. So number one was our invitation. Number two was a call for educators. She's making a public cry for educators. She wants to educate our next generation and make it perpetual where someone is always educating them. And so our third thing, what she shared is that, you know, kids don't know that they're lonely. That was powerful within itself because I know when all of us think back to when we were kids, for those of us that can still remember our childhood, you can think to a moment when you were lonely, but you didn't know what it was, when you went and grabbed a doll and you got in your bed and talked to it and hugged it until you fell asleep. Or you see a kid that's lonely but don't know they're lonely, but you want to make a difference. Do
Mhm.
exactly that. And then the fourth thing, Naomi, is that I cannot wait. Like, I'm glad you were able to get on now, but I want you to come back to Sunday Speaker Series. I want you to come back and I want you to share your story. I want you to have your lighting together. I want you to be
Yeah.
ready to bring it because what I do know without a shadow of a doubt that every story is a key to unlock
Mhm.
something, whether it's to unlock our insecurities, whether it's to unlock our fear, whether it's to unlock that box we have of abandonment, of betrayal, of molestation, of rape, or whatever it is, that anger, that bitterness, that those generational curses, you know, I don't know what it is for you, but I know for me, every single time that we have a guest speaker, I'm richly blessed, not just externally, but also internally.
Mhm.
You know, to know that you are my sister in awareness. You were a single mom and you made it. You were abused, but you made it. And most importantly, that you're willing to share that story with the world to help set other women free. Now,
Yeah.
that, my friends, is what Global Women Speakers is all about.
Yes.
And so, Naomi, I know it's your Sunday. If
Yeah.
you had to just share 3 to 5 tips, literally, on what you did to make it, because there's somebody that's listening, it's like, wow, I've been abused, but I can't break it. You know, I've been through a divorce, I can't shake it. Like, give 3 to 5 tips on what you feel that will help people get through the tumultuous times. I mean, and I would give three. Like, for me, it was always being connected to people. For me, being connected with people helped me grow. It helped me mature. It helped me see things in a different light because I was able to get a different perspective. Number two, you know, read. I mean, it's really crazy how no one reads really anymore. But when you read, it does a lot of things. You can stretch your imagination, you can learn, you can increase your vocabulary. And if you're not a reader, it's okay. Listen to audio tapes. If you're not into audio tapes, you know, go to conferences and summits and watch webinars and so many other things. That's one of the other things. And then for me, it's about freedom. Do something that makes you happy, regardless of what people think or what someone says. Do something that makes you happy. For me, traveling makes me happy. And I had to forego a lot of romantic relationships because I want to be on a plane. And for a gentleman that works 9 to 5, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with it, for a gentleman that works 9 to 5 and only gets a week vacation, when I am gone traveling for conferences, we were just in New York on Monday and a Tuesday. He couldn't come and support because he would have to get off of work. And I don't want to take him for what he enjoys. And I definitely am not going to allow anyone to take me from what I enjoy. So I definitely have to have someone who has time freedom, someone who, would love to support me in my travel and say, you know what, babe, that's what you want to do. You go ahead and do it. But I would like for them to be able to come, to be able to travel without saying, you know what, let me see if I can get off, or I only get a week of vacation a year. So ladies, when choosing your mate, choose someone that's going to be a part of your dreams. Not that you have to live two separate lives and the only time of togetherness that you have is when you're at home cooking or sleeping.
Mhm.
Choose someone that you can travel the world with if that's your goal, or simply go skating with if that's your goal, or go to a workout class on a Saturday morning, or fishing, or whatever it is that you enjoy to do. You have to create a lifestyle that will allow you to do that, because there are some things that are inevitable. Aging is one of them. You won't be able to do the things you always do already, right? I mean, Naomi, there are some things that you used to do that you like, okay, I don't want to do that no more, or I can't do it, or it hurts when I do it. In your 20s, your 30s, it's the same. No matter what it is, every year, every day, something is going to change. And what can be consistent is your mind and your decision on becoming who you want to be. Be that woman that God has predestined and preordained you to be.
That's
Be
good.
her. Be
Yeah.
her.
Mhm.
Be her despite the obstacles, despite the naysayers, despite the dream killers and the vision stealers. So that's it for me. So Naomi, go ahead, take it away. Give us 3 to 5 either activities, thoughts,
Mhm.
anything that you can give, words of wisdom of how to get through those tumultuous
Mhm.
obstacles, those times of depression, of sadness, of weakness.
Mhm.
So Naomi, with that being said, over to you.
Yeah, and one, submit to wise counsel. That could be a pastor, it could be a friend, it could be a trusted loved one, someone who that you trust spiritually. Maybe they can pray you through some things and help you to not make an emotional decision, but to have a plan.
Mm.
Educate yourself. I like that you mentioned the importance of reading. I read a book by an author called Lundy Bancroft, and it's called "Why Does He Do That?" And I wasn't enduring a lot of physical extremities of abuse, but it was abuse. And there was an inner denial because there's always this question of, well, I wasn't really hit, so then there's this doubt. But you're being abused when you're being undermined, when you're being discredited,
Yes.
when you're being verbally put down, when you're when you're in a marriage where someone envies you.
Mm.
That's abuse. There's so
That's
many forms of psychological abuse. There's financial abuse. You have no access to the accounts, or you can't manage your own money, or you're on a restriction. There's a lot of different things. So for me, I read a book, and this book is written by an author who had counseled men who abuse for probably over 20 years. So he
oh,
listed every type of abuse, and that's when I read that book and I realized that's me. Wow, I see these characteristics. And so that was my aha moment, my light bulb going off, so to speak, where I was able to recognize that this is not good, and this is detrimental. Mental health, and eventually can certainly become physical, and can become something that's detrimental to my physical health as well. So submit yourself to wise counsel, um,
mm.
and educate yourself. Read. Maybe you can even go online. You can watch videos. You can listen to audio. But there is a wealth of truth out there. There's information. There's education that's available and accessible to us, because no one is intended to stay bound. There is
Woo.
truth. Truth liberates us, and it frees us from these bondages that are intended to destroy us. And then, last but not least, you're going to be free. You're going to be set free from these things that seem like they're going to be a part of your life forever. They're going to be free. And in that freedom, you have a responsibility to help free others. And I think that is the summation of everything. You know, the darkest chapters of your life are going to bring light not only to you, but light to the world.
Boom. That was a mic drop. Hold on. Mic drop. That was a mic drop. Counsel, and you will be free. So the bottom line is she's saying no
Mhm,
matter what you're going through, you're going to be free. If you're
mhm,
not free, it's not the end. If you're not free, it is not over until you are freed. It is not over until you win. I love that. I'm just looking at some of the comments. Shanae Tennis says, yes, our youth need us. Someone else said hashtag live. Yes, blessings. I love this. I love it. I love it. Love it. Hashtag live from another. Well done. Wow. I love it. We are waiting and getting ready to have you in Nigeria. That's awesome.
the
I love
more to come. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Shanae says speak. I love it. I love it. Ladies, thank you so much for your engagement. I do not take it lightly because I know, just like Naomi, that everyone could be doing something else besides being here on StreamYard on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. My friends are on the boat right now. And I'm like, dang, I want to go. Oh. I'll meet up with you guys later. I'm going to go to comedy tonight. I love
Mhm,
comedy because laughter does good to the soul like medicine.
mhm,
It really does. And so I'm going
mhm.
to go to comedy. That's the plan. But you know, if they go a little too late, then I'm going to be like, I'm done. I'm done. I have so much to do to prepare to go to Alabama, Tuscaloosa with the Dr. Erica. Oh my gosh, the Dr. Erica Sheffield. She's having a book launch, and I will support all of our members just until the end, period.
Yeah.
Right. And so, Naomi, you've been a blessing in such a short time. We greatly appreciate you. I cannot wait to have you back when you're not performing at night and when you can totally give them everything.
Okay. Mhm,
Oh, you're amazing. So before you go, I want to play one. I'm going to play more of the music. So if you can rewind it just a little bit while it's
sure.
off, just rewind it a little bit. And then also I need you gave us the website, but I also
Mhm.
would like for you to give your calendar for bookings and things like that.
Yeah.
While Facebook
Mhm,
user said, I truly enjoy the live session. That's
mm.
awesome. Great. So if you
Yeah.
can set up, I'm going to put up your website again, naomijoy.co. Naomijoy.co is coming up right now. Thank each and every one of you for being here. Like I said, we don't take it lightly. We know you could be anywhere, but you are here with the Naomi Joy and Dr. Tina D. Lewis. We are ecstatic. And so I'm going to let her saxophone take us away. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna let it take us away. Let me know when you're ready. We are geared up.
Um, I'll try.
Yes, that's all we need. I mean, all I need to do is just have it rewound just a little bit. Let's see. Yes.
Yes, yes. Y'all give it up for Miss Naomi Joy. That was absolutely fantastic. When I say chill bumps, oh my goodness. We will be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere because up next is Kamari who have you dancing around on.
Wow. Wow, wow. I am blown away. That was so beautiful. That was just amazing, right? That was epic. It was fierce, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And so our guest was the Naomi Joy. Her website is at the bottom of the page, naomijoy.co, naomijoy.co. She is unbelievable. She is incredible. Her story is like literally, it's a shadow of so many other women that are listening to the sound of our voices or that's somewhere in the world. All I can tell you is she's a female saxophonist. There's something about women. Like I hear men all the time playing a saxophone, but when you see a woman, yes, a woman with two X chromosomes playing the saxophone or any instrument or doing anything, because we are powerful beyond our own belief. We are powerful beyond our own imagination. Yes, ladies, you are worthy. You are powerful. You matter. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are the lender and not the borrower. Everything you do to turn to gold or sold. Yes, I said so. You know, I love sales. Absolutely. It is a skill set that you need and a skill set that you should learn. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about 5 skill sets that you need to learn right now, in such a time as this. Number one, you have to learn sales. That's number one. You have anything is sales. Whether you're dating, whether you're looking for a job, you are selling yourself to that person to be their accountant, to be their coach, to be their mentor, to be their publisher. You are selling yourself and your services. Number one is sales. I want you to hashtag sales in the chat if you're listening to the sound of my voice. That's number one. We're going to talk about 5. Let me know when you're ready. Let's see. Shanae said her favorite instrument is the saxophone. Yes. Awesome. I love it. Yes. That is awesome. My favorite instrument is the violin and the harp. I love those two. They are so powerful for me. So, number one, we're going to talk about the 5 skill sets, the 5 things that you definitely should learn right now at such a time as this for the halftime. This is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. This is halftime of 2023 because it's over. We have 5 months left. 5 months left. What are you going to do with them? So, number one is learn sales. Number 2, you have to learn artificial intelligence. I'm going to ask you to go to Coursera, Udemy, go to YouTube, enroll us into some free courses and maybe some paid, and learn AI, learn Chat GPT, learn Google, learn Midjourney, learn some of these intellectual artificial intelligence. It's extremely important. I don't know about you, but when I was in school, people were going to school to be doctors and lawyers. Not saying they're not doing that anymore, but doctors, lawyers, they were going to be social workers. They were going to be scientists, researchers, and all of those things. And those things are still great. I personally graduated from USC Keck School of Medicine. I am a PA by trade. But I'm here to tell you that entrepreneurship, even if you're working for a company, make sure it's in science, it's in technology, it's in engineering, it's in mathematics, or it's in artificial intelligence. There are so many places where you can get the information. You can get the information. You literally can learn from YouTube. You can learn from places like Udemy and Coursera and so many other companies that give free education. Go get it. It is an absolute must because listen, having multiple streams of income at one point was a luxury. But ladies and gentlemen, now it is a necessity. Number one is sales. Number 2 is absolutely artificial intelligence. Number 3, this is a skill set that you must have. You must have people skills. People skills. You know why? Because people are going more into gaming, artificial intelligence, social media like ever before. And you know, in my humble opinion and the opinion of some other scientists, some other people that I follow that write articles for Forbes and Entrepreneur and Time and other major publications like that, And even my mentor, Les Brown, God Daddy, Mr. Les Brown, you know what? The reality is the people that learn public relation or people skills are going to stand out from the crowd. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Most people are going to lose their charisma. They're going to lose their relatability because they're going to be so busy being entrenched with social media that merely saying, "Hi, how are you?" by merely being a listener, those things are going to fade away. But don't let that be you. Hone in on your public relation skills. Go to conferences, go to events, join the Lions Club, Toastmasters, join women's organizations like Global Women Speakers and so many other amazing organizations. So, number one is sales. Number two is artificial intelligence. And number three is people skills, communication. And number four, something you must master and learn right now today. Are you ready? Number four is definitely social media. Social media. And when I say social media, it's in panoply. So it encompasses video editing, it encompasses photography, it encompasses graphics. All of that is compiled into social media when I use the term here. Those are the businesses that are booming. You need graphics. Why? Everyone wants to look good on social media. So they're hiring people to do their graphics, or they're mastering Canva and a lot of the other places, right? They're using Fiverr more often. They're using Upwork. They're getting a VA from the Philippines. And if you want to get a VA from Philippines, there's a site called it's called onlinejobs.ph, onlinejobs.ph. You can get a virtual assistant for anywhere from $4 to $5 an hour, and maybe even less. But I'm going to encourage you to learn those things. And I'm going to encourage you to literally learn those things. It's imperative that you do. So, number one was sales. Number two, artificial intelligence. Number three was public relations communication. Number four, social media, which encompasses video editing, graphing, etc. And number five, are you guys ready for number five? I want you to hashtag number one, put what that was, hashtag number two, what we shared, number three, hashtag number four, and then we're going to talk about number five. And for those of you who are just joining us, 5 skill sets or talents you must learn and master. Number one is sales. Number two is what? Artificial intelligence. Number three is public relations and communications. Number four is social media, video editing, and all of the graphics and everything that encompass that. And number five, a skill set that you must learn. You ready? It's speaking. Speaking, being an orator, articulating from a platform, a stage, a Zoom, a StreamYard. Yes, I just share with you that one of my mentors in the speaking industry earns 30,000 plus per keynote speech. A keynote runs from anywhere from an hour to 90 minutes. 30,000? Is that you can just do one a month and be okay. You could be one, honestly, every 6 months for some people, depending on where you live and your lifestyle. Just do 2 a year, and that's $60,000. There are people with master degrees and PhDs that do not make that. And so those are the 5 skill sets that you must master right now in this time. And there's more. There's 10, but I want to give you the top 5 in my humble opinion. Master those skill sets. And matter of fact, if there's anyone that is listening to the sound of my voice that would like to travel the globe or just locally or nationwide with Global Women Speakers, go to globalwomenspeakers.com or go ahead and you see that QR code right here, that QR code right there. You can go ahead and zoom in on that and it'll take you to the form to fill out and book a call. We are going to South Africa, Johannesburg, to speak at the university. I am super excited about that. We're going to the Philippines, Nigeria. We're going to Dubai. We are going literally global. And ladies, if you can't physically or financially be there, then we also have hybrid. You can come and join us virtually from the comfort of your very own home or your office. This is my invitation to you. This is my invitation for you to come and speak, to share your message, to share your products and your services around the globe, and network with women who are willing and ready to buy your products or your services. It's our culture. Once again, the 5 core pillars of Global Women Speakers is charity, culture, community, communication, and collaboration. That is the 5 C's. Those are the 5 C's of our core values with Global Women Speakers. And I can tell you, starting Global Women Speakers and keeping up with the growth has been a challenge. But what I can tell you this is that we're just getting started. And there's so many things happening that you want to be a part of it. Matter of fact, I want to welcome our brand new members in the last 90 days. If you have just joined Global Women Speakers in the last 90 days, congratulations, and we welcome you. Matter of fact, we had a person join today by the name of Jennifer Marcus. Congratulations to Jennifer Marcus on becoming an ultimate member of Global Women Speakers. I do not take it lightly. I say thank you for trusting Global Women Speakers. Thank you for trusting me, Dr. Tina D. Lewis, the bottom line queen, with your dream, with your vision, and with your time and with your money. I thank you for that. I thank you for the contribution, not only that you will receive, but the one that you would give. We welcome each and every one of you. And so who Global Women Speakers is for women that are not like-minded, but like-hearted. It is for women that are in a non-judgment zone. It is for women who want to grow, who want to expand, who want to learn, who want to do and want to teach. It is for women who want to have more so they can give more. It is for the women that says, I'm tired of being stationary. I'm tired of being immobilized. I am tired of simply just saying the same thing over and over and over again to the same people, that I need a broader audience, that I want to create a physical product, that I want to go to places and nations and continents that I've never gone to, that I want to touch people of different ethnicity. I want to touch people that speak a different language. I want to touch people that have different religions. I want to share my story because I know that I can set someone free. That's who Global Women Speakers is all about. It is not for the person that wants everything to be perfect, to run smoothly, that believes that it has to be boom, 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 and gives no grace. It's not for that person at all. It is not for that person. It's not for the person that's going to blame and not do their part. It's not for the person that don't want to do the work, because you cannot create an empire without the work at all. It just doesn't happen that way. The only place that wealth comes before work is in the dictionary. That's the only place that wealth becomes before work. It's the only place where it happens. And so 3 things before I go. Number 1 is, if you would like to join us in Johannesburg and speak at the University of Johannesburg in South Africa, then go ahead and send me an email. And you can email it to speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. Speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. I am going to put the email up so you can see it. The email is... That's globalwomenspeakers.com. If you would like to be a speaker on any Global Women Speakers Sunday Speaker Series or at any of our events. And here's the email: speak@globalwomenspeakers.com. Send us an email. Let us know what you want to do. If you have an idea that you would love to see happen or executed to Global Women Speakers, then let's do it. If you would like to partner or sponsor an airfare and hotel, you will want some speakers. I can tell you this: Global Women Speakers attracts the very best speakers. They are women who are not poised and so prim and proper that they don't share their real story. You saw Naomi share her story of being a single mom, of being abused. You hear my story all the time. And I can tell you at one point, I didn't want to tell it. I was embarrassed, ashamed. And what I realized is that my freedom, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, only came when I began to share my story. And so, if anything that I am saying is in alignment with who you are, then I'm going to say, welcome, welcome home. Welcome and welcome home. Go to globalwomenspeakers.com or hit that QR code right there, right over my shoulder. The website is right there, globalwomenspeakers.com, globalwomenspeakers.com. And I can tell you that Global Women Speakers is the #1 platform for women to share their message, sell their products and their services, and network with women around the globe while creating once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so full and blown away just simply by listening to the saxophonist, Naomi Joy. My name is Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I can tell you, yes, I have friends that are out on the boat right now, but there's no place that I would rather be than right here with each and every one of you. If you are watching this live, hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. And if you know a woman and it's not you that would fit our parameters of being an exclusive member of Global Women Speakers, we have a referral partner program. Don't believe me, ask Dr. Erica. We literally just paid her $2,000 in commissions. You can ask Vanessa Blackwell. We paid her $500 in commissions. Try Paulette Simmons. We paid her $500 in commissions. What about Glendora Devine? We paid her $500 in commissions. And if you would like to connect me with some powerhouses, some bad women that are earth-shattering, that have a message that is that's literally liberating, that's setting captives free, that can teach, that can share, that can elevate, that can motivate, that can inspire, that can help generate income to break the generational curse of poverty, or to help someone pay their mortgage or buy that dream home, then I'm going to say connect me with them via Facebook or have them send me an email with the word opportunity. Or if they want to sponsor any one of our Sunday speaker series and have their logo all over the place in our group, either on Facebook and YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and even shared on Threads, then I'm going to say send them our way. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I could talk forever. I'm very loquacious, and I can tell you this. I am passionate, super passionate about Global Women Speakers. I am all in on Global Women Speakers. I'm all in on making sure that each and every woman that's not just attached to me, but attached to all of us, because it extends beyond me. I am a representative, but there are so many other women, powerhouses, impactful, innovative, revolutionary, cutting-edge women that have a story, but I can tell you their glory is so much better. My heart goes out to each and every one of you, and I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here. Dr. Tina D. Lewis, and I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye-bye.